happy day of Jupiter. Happy day of Jupiter to all of you. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. I am Adina, your hostess with the mostest. Not only that, but your resident priestess here in the temple of Goddess Adina. Thank you. You're welcome. I am your resident medium, oracle, wise woman, woo lady, and all of the above. I do readings, divinations, necromancy, and all of that good stuff here on my channel. So if that's not your thing, I invite you to leave in peace. Do not disturb my community. But if that is your thing, I invite you to stay. Welcome to all of the Busted Babies, return viewers, OG subscribers, bush watchers, and everybody else who fits in between. Happy Thursday, happy day of Jupiter to you. Hello, Sissy. Hello, April. How are you ladies doing? Please tell me how you ladies are doing on this Thursday. I hope that you are well. I hope that everybody's blessed. Feeling good, looking forward to tomorrow. Some of you guys, it's the weekend upon you. Hey, Liv, I'm always happy to see you. This is my last soda of the year. Watch. You about to roll up? That's good, April. I'll do that after these lives, and I'm doing amazing. Shout out to everybody who's participating in the Venus ceremony coming up next Friday. I just wanted to remind you guys that the Venus ceremony is next Friday, and I am excited. I have ordered new ingredients and things like that. I have upgraded on this particular ceremony as well as all my other ones. They've all been upgraded. I've got new deities and spirits and rituals and things that I will be employing in order to get a new type of result than previous ones. And so I'm excited about that. For those of you guys who are wondering when is the last day to participate, you guys can participate as late as that morning. I'll say 12 p.m. Next Friday, you guys have to have your participation stuff in. And if you are amongst the later batch of those who are participating and you do get a gree along with the ceremony, then just know that your gree-grees will be a little bit later because I ordered them later than everybody else. All right, with that being said, and the information to join this ritual ceremony is on my page. So go ahead and take a look. I also did a video, a live, and it's titled The Venus Ceremony, so the information is there. All right. So, Nicki Minaj, I'm doing this because it's current event news, and there's no way my community would let me ignore the obvious elephant in the room. I had noticeably taken a break away from doing a lot of my celebrity readings, and that's not just because I needed a break, it's because you guys needed one too. And whether you know you did or not, you do. Because I felt like talking about or using my gift to lend to conversations that were more important for you guys. And I guess that's not my job to decide, but it is my platform. So, nevertheless, Nicki Minaj has recently come out at a Trump related event. She actually came out hand in hand with President Trump. And afterwards, she showed off her Trump Gold Card, which provides, I believe, citizenship or a fast track to citizenship for wealthy citizens. I believe she said that she got hers for free, and now she is in no longer in any jeopardy of getting deported, as there was a petition to have her deported. So it seems that Nicki Minaj has found a safe haven for herself, And I'm not necessarily, I know I titled this video Nicki Minaj and Her Lord and Savior. For those of you all who feel like that is blasphemous and that I am saying that she worships the president, no. You guys have to understand that I have already explained the etymology of the word Lord, which means master, so to speak. And Savior is obviously someone who saves someone. So in that case, President Trump is her Lord, as he is the president of this United States that she desired to be a part of, and her Savior because he saved her from any threats of being deported from this great nation that she wants to be a part of. And so, if you take your emotion and your religious indoctrination out of it, I did not lie. Nevertheless, I'm going to do this and take a look and see what the future holds for Nicki Minaj now that she has come out and taken a very pronounced and assertive stance as a fan, not just a supporter, but President Trump's #1 fan. And while I don't mind whoever believes what they believe, that is their choice to believe in their reality to create and live in. However, I was curious about, what this means for her music career, because we do know Nicki Minaj for being an artist. Her career has awarded her the title to many people as the queen of rap, and she has a very expansive fan base. And so I was wondering what this stance would mean for her and really her fans, her barbs. For the barbs that are in the live, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like you can still support Nicki Minaj because you support her music? Or do you guys feel like you can't support her because of her political stance? You guys know there is no judgment here either way. I'm just curious, which led me to this. You don't think it'll affect her? Doug Fresh, queen of crap? Hell no, never. You're still a Barb, sissy. Okay, so the OG Barbs in the chat said they don't mind as long as she still makes good music. I suppose they don't mind. Okay, and that's fair. In my opinion, if you're going to support a musician, it should be their music that you support. Um, okay, good. Okay. Hello in Russia. Okay. All right. Now, after this, I am going to. Okay, Trina. After this, I am going to ask. I am going to just utilize myself as an oracle. If I give you guys the entertainment stuff, then you also have to take the medicine. And so, because the Black community is so polarized by this topic, I want to get an oracle message for the Black community from the divine, since I am a Black woman, and I I won't go down a rabbit hole into my beliefs about Black people. However, I like to give a message to them after I do this, because it is the Black community that I believe caused Nicki Minaj to run to the Trump administration for this type of support and protection. Not saying the Black community as a whole. Nobody in my day-to-day life pays attention to any of this stuff. But when it comes to the entertainment world and the people that participate or engage or invest in it, it seems to be a very polarizing subject. And on one hand, you have a large group of people who want to cancel her because of her stance, and then you have others who don't care and will support her no matter what. So let's just take a look at Nicki Minaj and see what's going on with her and what the rest of the year has in store for her. I won't look out too far. I'll just um, look for another year. Look into a year from now. I'm cleaning my hands of this situation, so nobody feel any kind of way. I clap so that the spirits can manifest. Clap 3 times and I create a new life. The spirits. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for this Thursday, this day of Jupiter. Ironically, Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius and Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius. I didn't even think about it when I planned this reading, but here we are. So thank you for all of the Sagittariuses who are here in the chat. Thank you for them and all of their expansive energy that they bring. They are the arrow of the archer in Sagittarius. So when they go, they go. They are an expansive people, and we need them in this world to help expand our perspectives and our worldview. Thank you for YouTube for being such a successful platform, for allowing me to shenanigan with my buddies. And thank you for this gift. It is also Sagittarian in nature, so to speak. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Onika Tanya Mirage Petty, aka or BKA, better known as Nicki Minaj. Onika Tanya. Onika. Onika. I really like her name, Onika. I really like that. Onika Tanya Mirage. Come, dear, come, dear, come here, come here. All right. Nicki Minaj. Today, the world is reacting or digesting your coming out with the President of the United States, who happens to be hated en masse. But you lent your support for him and caused quite a stir amongst the world. Only you know why you chose to make this proclamation the way you did. You have always been in support. However, you choosing to come out in this way is a choice and it is a statement. And you made several statements, and I'm curious to see. Talk to me from your spirit and your soul's perspective, and I compel you to keep absolutely nothing hidden from me. What brought you to this place of seeking sanctuary amongst President Trump? Is it just because you just wanted to openly state your support, or were you seeking sanctuary from something? And within the next 12 months, what will life, love, career, and the pursuit of happiness look like for you? Death card. I absolutely see this as a rebirth. I was actually thinking about naming this the rebirth of Nicki Minaj. I thought about the re-education of Nicki Minaj, the transformation of Nicki Minaj. It was almost the rebirth of Nicki Minaj. One life, one version of her has come to an end, and a new one. You see the sun coming on the horizon is coming on the horizon. Ironically, Nicki Minaj has been trudging along in her career, gaining mass success, but despite a lot of heavy obstacles ever since she dressed up as the Pope. What was that award show she did? Notice this is the Pope here. And she dressed up just like this, but in red, I believe, possibly. Anyways, when she did that, that is when she encountered the industry angel of death. Nevertheless, she's been standing her ground despite this angel of death approaching. However, in the Grammys, okay, it was the Grammys when she dressed up like the Pope. However, the angel of death in the industry was breathing, staring her down her face. I'm talking about horse slop and snot dripping right. Look, see that blue right there in her vestiture. That's the slob and the snot. The horse was right there so much that it could taste her. It could bite her blood clot head off. And here she is just pleading, let me be. Let me be successful and do my thing. You see all these people, these are my fans. And that's my op. I have more fans here than I have ops. I've killed everybody that y'all sent to take me down. I've got older fans and younger fans. I'm generational. Just let me be. But the rider rides on. It was coming to devour her, trample right over her. Look, one more step, and it was gonna and knock her down. That they tried it with his, I suppose, or something having to do with Rock Nation. This makes me think of Megan Thee Stallion. Rock Nation, you know. Oh, thank you, by Capricorn. Hit me up, honey bunny. So she chose a new dawn and a new day. She chose a rebirth because it was coming either way. It was coming to take her out either way. So she chose a rebirth. And here she is, Nicki Minaj, the Sagittarius, because this is the major arcana Sagittarius card, Temperance. The challenge is integrating, or the challenge has been and will continue to be for some time, I'll say for the next 12 months, integrating this new her into her old life. So she has to merge her successful career and her fans with her new um, identity. The challenge will be blending of audiences, so to speak. Not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's the current challenge after this rebirth is mitigate or riding through, so to speak, the blowback until everybody kind of falls in line with where they stand on her, and making sure that her fan base, the mass majority of her fan base, is able to accept this new version of her. That was Roman who did it, not her. That could be why she killed Roman off. She could have felt like Roman got her in trouble, so she probably felt like, okay, Grammys, I'll take off that version of me that y'all, felt was so egregious. But the problem is they didn't accept her at all afterwards. They didn't accept any version of her. So I do think that joke where you just said by Capricorn, somebody made a joke that that was Roman who did that. She may agree, which maybe why she kind of put Roman to bed, because Roman gets in trouble and got her in trouble. However, the industry is like, bitch, you is Roman. You is Roman. You is Roman. So we don't care if you put the Roman wig away. We gonna punish whichever wig you put on. I agree, sissy. All right. Hey, Gigi SMSC. I am doing great. How are you? In the past, Nicki Minaj has been a supporter of Trump. It's just been something that's been known amongst her inner circle, those who need to know. So this is her, no longer hiding where she stands in this political scheme. And it does seem that she's liked Trump. I'm going to say it's because of her religious beliefs that she would like someone like Trump. Near future, her star will rise. Notice that from the challenge of trying to integrate this new self and make sure she doesn't fall off to now, she got it. This is the alchemy of mixing a new version of yourself. But in her future, she will master it. And canceling her is not going to happen. If anything, this is a spiritual and religious revitalization. She is in no threat of getting canceled because the people who can cancel her are not in a position of power over the people who she has aligned herself with. If Nicki Minaj was already very philosophical and theological and religious before, but that's just something that her fans knew, you will see her become a version of Nicki Minaj that is not only the old Nicki Minaj, a very skilled rapper and lyricist, but also you would see that she will merge that version of her that she only shared with her fans that is very religious and theological. You will see her merge that with her main identity. Now, because I'm an oracle, I could leave it at that and not go deeper into this card, but I will just to give a little insight. The star card has a bit of delusion to it, and it's the ultimate wish being granted. So, I'm going to say that the idea that any, especially the American government, is blessed by God, one can argue that, but one can also say they are blessed by their gods. Whatever gods that they sacrifice and um, pay homage to, that is a God who protects and defends them. Nicki Minaj has aligned herself with that God, so to speak. There will be a day in the future, whether it's the near future or the far future, well, everybody will have to determine who's God, because there will be no ability for everybody to just pretend and say, "Oh, we're just going to say God and that means the same God for everybody." Because in the day of judgment that we are already in, people are being separated even consciously into their roots, into their tribes. And so I do believe that in a spiritual sense, Nicki Minaj did not find any protection or salvation in anything that had to do with any blackness, so to speak. Not even a black identity of Christianity like we have in like we have in the West now. You have a black version of Christianity and then you have a white version of Christianity, and then sometimes they merge. But when it comes down to this administration, we found that even the Christians are seeing themselves separate from the type of Christians that are running this country because they do proclaim themselves to be Christians. So, in a way, Nicki Minaj has aligned herself with this version. This is a very Aryan version. Blonde. We don't see the eyes, but we see the blue. And the benefit that this administration has is the new support that they will gain from Nicki Minaj's supporters. Those who will support her despite what she believes, because what she believes is becoming and has become who she is as a star. So even if you say that you support her music and not her political beliefs, or you don't care about her political beliefs, those people do. They do. They care. And they count it as support because if they do things that are damaging to your community, if you are Black, they're going to bank on, if Nicki Minaj supports it, they're going to bank on you guys supporting it too. Because you guys have shown that despite what your community is wholeheartedly against, and despite if you have been complaining yourself about this administration, you'll be like, oh, I don't mind now. If it's Nicki Minaj, I don't mind. Now, I'm just putting that out because I'm saying you might not look at it that way. You may be able to separate the two, but they do not separate the two, and Nicki Minaj is not going to separate the two. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. Crowning her, she may have seemed like she had it all, but she was very much unfulfilled. Despite all the love and adoration from her fans that she got, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to keep her in the industry without having to make this change. You guys' support wasn't enough. The writer that, and that's perfectly fine. Sissy, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying, if you guys don't mind, then that's fine. If you do mind her political beliefs, but you support her music regardless, the people that she aligns with don't see it any other way. So I'm not condemning anybody here. I'm just saying that the powers that be do see it as you guys choosing a side, and they feel like you chose theirs along with Nicki. And if you do, that's fine, but that is going to lead to more conversations about whether Black people are really okay with Trump, or because before this, everybody was kind of just like F Trump. But now you've got people saying, well, I actually never did really mind in the first place. And so this will continue to help people identify themselves and others. I'm just saying that they do. They count you as one of theirs because they're, especially when they see Nicki Minaj continue to be successful. You guys even said her sales are going up. So the Trump administration is saying even her fans, they're making her go up because of what she just did, because she stood with us. So they're going to say, well, now these Black people who probably really did support us now feel safer coming out because they have a powerful ally. So they're going to count you guys for them. So, yes, before this, before she made this public stance, she was drowning in the industry. They was coming to take her out, all the way out, all the way out. And if we think it's Rock Nation, they only had the power to do so because they had the power of powerful entities. The Grammys can't continue, they can continue to snub her, but they can use other labels that are active in the game, like a label like Rock Nation, to put their support behind them to help take her all the way out. And I believe that that's what they did. I believe whatever entity was upset with Nicki Minaj from that Grammy situation, all they could do outwardly was snub her. But behind the scenes, they could absolutely lend their support to a machine that takes her out. And it was a very slow takedown. That bitch won't die. She won't die. That's fair too, Kelvin. A lot of people, I actually know a lot of people in my age group that don't like Nicki Minaj. They didn't give her a chance after the Roman and the gimmicky era. That's when they permanently tuned out because they was her age. They her age. So they grown too. So once she did that, a lot of my peers, people my age group and a little older, they permanently just stop listening. And even if they acknowledge she's talented, they won't reinvest because they permanently see her from that gimmicky era. To be honest, it's when I checked out. I liked her early mixtape days, and then when she went really gimmicky, because I was grown too. I was married, living life. So I didn't have time for that. But I did appreciate, as a musician myself and someone who writes music, I did appreciate when she let that go. I did appreciate when she let the gimmick go. All right. So, yeah, the support from her fans wasn't enough to help her afloat. Nicki Minaj wants to stay on top. She didn't want to humbly bow out. She didn't want to say, okay, I can retire the queen of rap and know that my fans will never let my legacy die, but I can just relax. She didn't want to. She wants to win. She wanted to maintain her throne and her power no matter what. So she did the only option. You can either bow out and retire, or you can do what you got to do to maintain your power. And she chose that. She accepted a helping hand and one who had some legal power, some real justice power behind them. Seems like she chose them especially because somebody else also was sucking up to them and they didn't get the same favor that she got. I think somebody else sucked up to them too. But Trump favored her. Yep, Liv, absolutely. Speaking of Rock Nation, they tried. They tried to be in her same shoes, in my opinion, allegedly. They tried. But Trump said, huh, I'm going to really stick it to you guys because remember the dance party with Beyonce and Kamala? Remember that? Remember that, Beyonce? Remember the dance party? Remember you sent your stallion to buck and jive for Kamala at the dance party? Remember you came out on stage with Kamala? I didn't forget. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring Nicki Minaj out. I'm going to give her citizenship for free. Yep, yep. I'm going to give her my mega platform. Yep, all the protections, everything she needs. Gold trump card on the house. I'm going to publicly proclaim her the queen of rap. Doesn't matter what the Super Bowl says. I'm going to give her my stage, the Trump stage, the power stage, the real power. Yep, I'm going to do that. How's that for a dance party, Beyonce? That was my Trump impression. You guys don't be offended if y'all feel like I butchered y'all's boy. I tried. I almost got the same color hair, so just work with me. So Nikki said, Trump, I never casted my vote over there. I always gave you my vote. And he says, yes, I know. I checked the records. You did. Yep, you did. Yep. And she said, and they is trying to take me out to the pasture. And he said, uh huh. Tell me exactly everything you know. And she said, pull up a chair. Sip, sip. And he said, you know what? That's great. That information, that's great. Based on what you told me, they'll never mess with you again. I guarantee it. I bet you they will never outwardly come for you again. Nope. Yep. Nope. And she said, thank you. And he said, all you gotta do, all you gotta do is go public and, plant one right here. Right here. Give me a little bit of that brown sugar. publicly. Give me some of that brown sugar. Come on now. Right here for daddy. You got to show the world. You got to do it. You got to do it. Come on now. Give daddy master some of that brown sugar right there. On live in HD. Right there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Put that shit on. Put that fur on I sent you too. Yeah. Yeah. Hold daddy hand and plant one right there. Come on, brown sugar. In front of all your people. You want this protection? Hmm? You in a bind? Ned ain't got Ned doesn't have anything on me. Yeah, where they supposed to be, playing their position, holding the coats, holding the coats out in the lobby. Trump said, "Yeah, Nicki, don't worry, I got you, I got you. Don't worry, but what you gonna do for daddy?" You said you got to make it real. You can't just say it. Ain't enough to say it. It ain't enough to say it. Ain't enough to say you support me. Ain't enough to say that you my biggest fan. Come on now. Come on now. Stop playing. Stop playing, girl. Stop playing. You see that fur I sent you in the dressing room? Put that shit on. Yeah, yeah. Put it right there. I don't know, sissy. I wasn't there. I only know what I seen on TV, and she planted one right there. I ain't trying to say nothing else. I'm just saying she kissed him on the cheek, y'all. I wasn't trying to allude that she gave that man some sugar, but I don't know. I'm just saying what she did, what I seen. And he said, yeah, come on, show your people that you're willing to take them same lyrical lethal lips right there and hold my hand while you do it. Then look at me adoringly. Yeah, I like that shit. Take that. Take that. I mean, the kiss was enough. Sissy, you talking about I hope not. The kiss was that was it. All right. External. This is her. This is her fans. Saying, No. Now, this is the Black community who are diligently, not just the Black community, but this is the community who is going to stand on canceling her. They're not for it. They're not for it. Yeah, hand in hand, holding it, gave it up, looking at him adoringly. She gave him the dimple smile. Come on, man. The dimple smile. That's the real cute one. He said, look upon me adoringly after you kiss me. Look upon me adoringly. Don't unhand me either. Hand me, my queen, my Black queen. He called her my African queen. Hand me my Trinidadian queen. He probably sent a picture to her dressing room. Yeah, I like that. I like when you wear that hair to the side, had them long nails on. And I also sent you a coat. Put that shit on. Yeah, real presidential, like real first lady, like Melania could never. And he was just, yeah, well, he just, that's what I do. I pull bitches. He looking at it like it's, hey, I'm Trump. What did you expect? Fuck out of here. Fuck you mean? Obama had Beyonce, and I got this. God damn it. Okay. Bill had Monica, and Kennedy had Marilyn. We all have one. We all keep us a bad bitch on the tuck. Trump just the only one that made his come out. Hand him. Look upon him. Gaze upon him adoringly. Plant one right there. And then proclaim his greatness to the nation. Come on, man. Come on, man. That man, dap that man up when you see him. Come on, man. Dap that man up when you see him. Stop playing on his top. Y'all just keep y'all talking about Nicki won. Y'all keep playing on Trump top and he keep he keeps gagging the lie. I mean, Nicki is not the real winner here. It's Trump. He had Beyonce sucking up after taking an L with Kamala. Then he had Nicki some. I mean, damn, he had all the bad bitches. He just took his pick. He took his pick and then made one of the bad bitches of all black history take a L to her arch nemesis. Listen, dap the man up next time you see him. And I'm just saying, just give him that one. Just give him that one. Just give him that one, and then y'all can go back to y'all picket lines and protest. But dap him up with this one. He was on stage like, introducing my bitch. Here you go, baby. That's all he needed to say. Listen, I got the queen of rap up here. Fuck y'all talking about. Introducing my bitch. Here you go, baby. He would never allow Melania to hand him like that and kiss him and gaze upon him adoringly without mushing her ass and bitch, move. He said, is this mic on? Introducing my bad bitch. Here you go, baby. Okay. So this is the community who is like, no, hell no, we won't go. Nicki Minaj, she's a hoe. Hell no, we won't go. But this is her fans who's like, water under the bridge. However we felt, it's gonna just water under the bridge. We don't mind. We don't mind. We multiplying. I am gagging myself. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Okay, hopes and fears, Nicki Minaj. Justice, well, what happens if Trump ever leaves office and someone who is anti-Trump gets in and then they go on a clean sweep for all the Trump supporters and she just made this stand? So her fear is him actually leaving office and who might if someone who is anti-Trump comes next. Outcome. The new Nicki. The new Nicki. She's no longer the queen in this realm. She's a page. But this is only for the next 12 months. Who can say she might be the queen of cups next time too, meaning successfully merged religion and philosophy into her music, which she will begin to do. So you guys will, whenever she does make music, you'll hear her talk in light of now being a public, Christian Trump. So she'll be talking in a very kind of spiritually renewed way, religiously spiritual. When I say spiritual, her brand of spirituality, this brand of Christianity is political. So you will get this renewed version of Nicki. And when she does release music, it will be different probably because it will be created out of this new version of her, which is good for her because now she has a whole new genre or content structure to explore in her music. And she's off to the races. A whole new world was born from that death. Let's look at the outcome. She's got the kind of support behind her that matters. So she will be feeling free when she creates now. She'll feel free and renewed, like a breath of fresh air. And she'll be able to do so because she's heard the response from her fan base, and in mass, they still support. So she'll be able to create not under pressure, but with strong support behind her. This will allow her to be able to get to work and focus in peace. The new Nicki, not the Queen of Cups as I expected, but the Queen of Pentacles, meaning she's overcome all all of the types of cancellations that can come. For as long as Trump or Trump administration is in power, she can sit comfortably and do her work and be a queen because she'll have this king's support and all of his kingdom behind her as well, including her own. The star. Powerful stuff, actually. It's a powerful lady. In my opinion, my philosophy is to do the same thing she did. Before I got before I became this version of me that I am now, which I always was, but in a very hidden or silent or in a reserved way, still a little unsure and confused, still kind of double minded, straddling the fence a little bit. When my Saturn return came, it came with me getting hexed. I'm talking about from a Colombian woman. Somebody born and raised in Colombia, spoke barely a lick of English. And the shit worked. The shit absolutely worked. But what it also did, it brought the cure. The curse brought the cure. And after losing my job, because the same bitch that hexed me was the same bitch who had the opportunity to fire me. And I didn't do anything wrong except make her cry and look very, very, very stupid when she was not supposed to look stupid nor weak. And I knew she put a curse on me because my mama said it. And my mama is Jesus like Nicki Minaj. And she saw the way my life fell apart and was like, I think Lena put a curse on you. And by then, I already knew it because after losing my job and then going through a string of failed interviews, I was sitting on my porch one day and my Haitian neighbor called me over. Now, everybody knew my Haitian neighbor on the block. She had been on the block longer than I had, and she barely spoke a lick of English as well. She in Haiti, she was a priestess of her own house, voodoo house. So she was a priestess. She was a manbo in her own house. And then when she came, she eventually, I guess, tried to convert to Christianity when she moved to the United States. And it seemed like it had made her lose her mind. So it seemed like she wasn't all the way there, or that's what everybody on in the neighborhood said, that she had lost it. She wasn't right, and they said it's because she practiced voodoo. Well, one day she came to me, and this is after her daughter had already given me a ritual to do to get my husband out of a court case, and I did it, even though at the time I was still going to church. I did it simply because shit, I was trying to get my husband out of that situation. And the mother called me over and she said, your life isn't over. She said, it's just the beginning. And she couldn't really explain how she wanted to because of our language barrier. But she said, no, 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 no. I will teach you. I will teach you. God said, God said, I will teach you. And so that's when I say that I was initiated because she took me under her wing. And then she helped birth the version of me that I am today. And that version of me is not cursed, actually. Through her, I learned all the cleansing and the hex breaking rituals, everything that not everything that I learned today, but the foundations. So From that experience of getting hexed, I learned the arts that helped me get unhexed. And I never looked back because praying didn't do all of that. Praying to Jesus didn't do all of that. And so it taught me that when you have reached an obstacle in your life and it seems like it's the end, it might be the end of that version of yourself. And if you are up against a mountain that seems too high to climb and too heavy to move, then shapeshift, because it's not there to hinder you, it's there to help you. And maybe you've reached the end of a road, and instead of being frustrated with an obstacle that you can't climb or destroy, one thing us humans know is death. We go through various many deaths throughout life, and most of the time we struggle through them because we're unconscious of the fact that we need to pivot. Yes. Sometimes it's there so that you can pivot. You've come to the end of the road. Had Nicki Minaj stayed in the version of Nicki Minaj that made her Nicki Minaj, the industry would have took her out. So I agree with her shape shifting and pivoting because that new identity that she birthed into was a rebirth. And she will live on to create a whole new reality, one that is outside of those challenges that she faced. Now we can always debate the the roots of her beliefs, but I'm not here to do that. I was just here to read Nicki Minaj and see what lies in store for her since she took such a definite stance, and it will work for her. It will give her an opportunity to still make money instead of retiring off of Nicki Minaj and then trying to pivot into business or, just living off of the money that she's accumulated. This new version of her can still make money. She's just breathed new life into herself. And so the only thing that can take her out is Trump's administration getting replaced by an administration that did not support his and the people that supported him. Because then they'll come in and then seek vengeance on everybody that aligned with Trump. So that's that with Nicki Minaj. Her fans, you guys, you're safe. You're safe. I guess if you thought I don't know what that means, but I guess if you love Nicki Minaj because you're her fan, then you're safe because she's safe. Now, with that being said, Nicki Minaj did what works for her, and that's fine. But again, I did mention that it is very polarizing to the Black community as a whole. So I want to take a look at a message because now there are conversations being had. I don't know about white communities, but I imagine them too because everybody's talking about this. But my focus today was the Negroes, especially the ones in the United States specifically. Spirit, I call upon the Divine Mother. That is who delivers these messages. It's not Father God who's responsible for these messages and this gift here on this channel. It's the Divine Mother. Please allow me to divine a message for Black Americans. I don't want to say as a result of Nicki Minaj's stance, there are conversations being had, but we're in a very divisive time. Lines are being drawn, stances are being taken, and as a result, people are becoming aware of who they are. These times are forcing people into self awareness, even if that self awareness is delusion. Because being awoken into self awareness will either make you accept who you are or it will make you not accept who you are, which is also a choice. It's also awareness. The awareness that ignorance of myself is bliss. So that's an awareness that if I wake up, if I allow myself to become aware, then I might not like what I see in front of me. So that is what I mean. These times are very awakening for everybody, but specifically Black people. And if they are not, it should be. May I have a message for the children of the sun that are in the United States, in the West? I won't just say the US, but in the West, in the belly of the beast. Message, insight for our highest good. No matter what side we fall on, let a trumpet blow, let an angel sound, let a bird chirp in the ears of all who have ears to hear that are Black in the West, in the belly of the beast. Balance spirituality with practicality. That's something you guys heard here before, and even my members just the other day, somebody asked me how often should we be getting certain ceremonies, and I said it should be a lifestyle. And you should be doing ceremonies until you are in the position to where you've wooed yourself in the position to be able to do them for yourself. People like me should only be in business for things that you don't know. But eventually, you should grow and progress into a point where you can start being the magician in your own life instead of having to spend the rest of your life, you know, paying other people to do it, because it should be a way of life. It should be a way of life, especially for Black people. Religion has become our graveyard. We too can be reborn like Nicki Minaj, but spirituality and practicality. Find something spiritually that feeds you and that empowers you in every way, not just in a motivational way. Because in church, you will be empowered to be motivated. You will be very motivated to go back to church and hear another motivation speech while you live in poverty. There has to be something else incorporated that you guys aren't using in mass that will empower you. And if your spirituality is not helping you out of poverty or out of a poverty mind state, then it is a graveyard. And you should be rethinking what you believe and start searching for something else real. Communication is key in reverse. My people perish from lack of knowledge. This is a Gemini card. Knowledge is Gemini ruled. Learning. See these two faces? So there are things that are being communicated openly to you that you may be that people may want you to believe and know, but then there's always another side that's shrouded in darkness. Make sure that when you are seeking this knowledge or this wisdom, that you check both sides, not just what's in front of you knowledge-wise, but also what's behind it. Seek deeper hidden truths. Go down rabbit holes, because that will help you Find a spirituality that you can balance in a practicality. I promise you, the one that the most of us, and I'm speaking about us here in the West, that have been practicing has kept us in poverty. We are not a, an economically, spiritually, educationally empowered people here. We are becoming, but those are in sex. Those are as people start to wake up, but not in mass. So there is information available to you, but it's been shrouded in darkness, and that's the information that you actually have to look at. It's the only thing other than what you've been allowed to learn. And here in the West, when it comes to spirituality, what have we been allowed to learn? What have we been given? What has been endorsed? And then what has been shrouded in darkness and evil and secrecy and demonization? Maybe, just maybe, do some digging into the darkness. You may find some light. My people perish from lack of knowledge, not religion. They got plenty of that. It's the knowledge that they lack that causes them to perish. Step into the dark side and don't be afraid of the light when you see it, because it's so dark that it's bright. It's time to release negativity. That's not even upright either. So it's time to release captivity, in my opinion. Not yet. Oop, oop. Even my hair says message. She's speaking. Look, let me get close to her mouth. She is talking that shit. It's not time to release captivity until you step into the darkness. They say that what's shrouded in the darkness is evil, but they say that about you too. You know, talking about the voodoo lady who enlightened me. You know, even the people on my street, she do that voodoo shit. She be eating them cats. That's why she crazy. But you know what she did? Set me free. She set me free. And she said it was always there. It was not my job to initiate you. She said, you are already initiated. My job is to give you tools. She said, teach you things, but that's what that meant. Give you the tools that you need to help you out of this bind, Nate, and help you through your Saturn return, really, because that's what I was going through. And when I emerged divorced, but empowered. Not even broken from my marriage. Not even broken from my marriage. I was able to leave my marriage empowered with my husband and my in-laws begging to maintain relationships with me. But I had even outgrown them. So I couldn't. My sister-in-law, there was one of them I would still be friends with to this day if I didn't have to consciously make a decision to say, you know what? I actually still love her. We was good Judies. But where I am now, I'm not who I used to be. I literally died to that. She has to come see me. She was in town. And I thought about it, but she said something and it made me think of the old me. She was like, I'm gonna get a bottle. We gonna go to the club. I got some Percocets and stuff like that. She was like, I'm gonna get you some weed. And I thought, I don't even hang around nobody that pop pills in my current life. By now, I was a realtor, and it was the Friday before my first closing in real estate. So I was tying up loose ends with my cousin, trying to get her prepared. I had to go to her house and help her pack. And just the sound of that, it just sounded so And I realized then, no offense, but I'm in a whole different life now. A whole different life. And I love her. It's no hard feelings, but she's just still on stuff that I was on in that old life. It doesn't even feel in alignment with who I am anymore. With that being said, show the world the real you is in reverse. Black people are still in the dark about certain things, about who they are and why we are here in the belly of the beast in a prison complex. In prison for so long that a large majority don't even want to get out. Don't even want to get out. There are doors open, but there are still some people in their cells chiseling away at the concrete, trying to chisel a way out. Meanwhile, there are doors open. Sometimes we become so used to our struggle that we need to hold on to it because it's what we identify with. We need a fight. We need a plight. We need an enemy. We need to be oppressed so that we have something to live for, something to be angry at, something to make us a victim. If I am not a victim, then my plight is my responsibility. It's my fault. Spirit balance spirituality with practicality. What does this mean for the blacks in the belly of the beast? Why do I call it the belly of the beast? Because it's Jonah and the whale. Duh. Why do I speak in parables? Because that's what wisdom is. Duh. On our way to a town that we thought was so much better. It was so much better in that town. We were going to leave and find salvation in that town with those people. What happened? We got swallowed up. Swallowed up for a time in the sea, in the belly of the beast. That beast was in the sea, the same sea that we were created from. Yet we were enslaved in it. Wisdom floating all around us, but we couldn't see it because we were in the belly of the beast. A creature that's supposed to be under our dominion. As we were given dominion of all the life on the earth and all the creatures of the sea, yet it came and devoured us. And then we stayed there in darkness until even it spit us out. Couldn't even digest us. Maybe it would have digested us quicker if we fought for it, if we knew that we were in the belly of the beast, but it's no fun to swallow a dead fish. That beast said, I thought this was a live fish. This is a dead fish. Spit us out. Which was our salvation? And we still went into the town, child. We still went. We still went. We still went preaching a message and giving up all our secrets and tea because we couldn't wait till we got there to just tell all of our spiritual secrets and tea. And we ain't learned nothing in the beast, in the belly, did we? Balance spirituality and practicality. Nah, some of us learned something in the belly. This is for balanced spirituality and practicality. This is reverse learning. This means self-imposed limitations are trapping you. The things you have come to learn about yourself here, even the spirituality that we've come to stand on, is fickle. It's only a little almost dried up stream from the real source of water, the real source of wisdom. All you got to do is allow all the things that you've been taught, the things that you think you know that actually keep you enslaved or in some form of bondage, let them fall. Allow yourself to be submerged into this water. Because now, this little stream that you stood on that only gets your foot wet, well, now it can rain down on you. And that's what you need. You need this water to rain on you so that you can get a taste, a feel for it, and go seek the ocean that it came from. The ocean that it came from. Allow what you think you know to be put to the side for a moment and allow yourself to be submerged in the unknown. It will lead you on a current to the source. It will. All water goes back to its source or it dries the fuck up and evaporates. And then it goes back to its source. It's time to release negativity, but in reverse, meaning psych. Not quite time. Maybe, just maybe, we've been begging and pleading with the angel of death, even though we are the righteous. Bathe in the sun. The original Pope. The original bearers of spiritual truth. Lock the doors, mods. Y'all know what time it is. Lock their asses in here before they start squirming and getting nervous and looking for a way out. Here we are, begging and pleading, even though we bathe in the colored in the shrouded in. Thank you, April. I knew you was going to get on it. The same color as the sun. Royal garments. Begging and pleading with the angel of death, even though it's going to do what it does, and that's trample you over. The great white hope. Behold the pale. Death came with us begging and pleading to please equality. Please integrate. Let me into your schools. Give me positions at the jobs that you own and I don't own, so a position is still slavery, long as you decide how much I get paid and how much time I got to sacrifice for it. Please fund my children's education because I have not enough education to educate my own children. Please give us spirituality because we know not we are sinners and in the darkness, even though we got spirits inside of us and we come from a people who do not die. Please teach us the ways of righteousness and death. Please let us marry your lily white daughters. We forgive them for sending us to the tree and the grave. We forgive them for their ancestry over slaves. Anything is better than the black wombs that we come from. Please give me a soft life, Massa. Please, Massa. Just a soft life. All I ever wanted was trinkets. These black men, all they are the mess that I've raised. I pleaded to the cross for so long, and Jesus and the cross was not enough to save the children that I raised. And now I'm tired of all of the black men that I birthed. Please, white massa, give me a Birkin bag and fly me out. Please, please integrate me. Imagine. Nevertheless, this is a death card because it's time to release negativity won't come until we shed that identity. We've got to identify with the sun, the rebirth. And to be honest, we don't need to do much because we look exactly like it. So we don't have to look around too hard to find out that as the sun has existed since the dawn of time, probably so did we. So how can the behold the pale white horse teach me anything? It's just an agent of death. I though, I though, I embody and inherit all life knowledge in my DNA, in my goddamn DNA. Everything I need to know and everything you need to know. Yeah, yeah. Communication is key in reverse. My people perish from a lack of knowledge. This is self empowerment. Communication is key in reverse. Self empowerment. There is currently a leader. There is currently a nation with countries, a continent with countries who are empowering themselves and seeking to empower the diaspora. That is not being publicly or mainstream broadcast to the US. All the various years of return and open citizenship in Africa for on various countries in Africa, various ones, Sierra Leone, Benin, Ghana, many of them are pretty much opening their doors. That is not being publicized here. Why? Why? You can see it on social media, you can see it on sovereign or independent media outlets. But why is it not being mass announced? Why is the US government not saying for any diasporans who would like to return, these countries are offering citizenship, residency, and dual citizenship, on site visas to the diaspora? We stand behind it. If your plight is so bad here, we stand behind it. Why? Just ask yourselves why you don't see that being announced everywhere. They see how frustrated you guys are, especially with this administration. Why would they rather fight you guys back than tell you themselves what's going on? Because it is. Google it. Just Google for yourselves African countries with open diaspora citizenship. Type in year of return Africa. Just do it and see which ones pop up. I'm telling you from experience. Telling you because I know personally. It's a whole industry now. I have personal friends. My mom's old hairdresser, she's picked up and gone. I have a personal friend. His job is to help people go over there and get citizenship and help them get themselves set up. I know real estate developers who have gone to help develop real estate for, the new population growing, especially the diaspora deciding to pick up, take their money out of their 401ks and go live very well. Why is that not being communicated when it's happening? The empowerment is happening. It's a media blackout. Intentionally. Why, Spirit? Why is communication about Black empowerment not being communicated here in the West? They would like you to believe that all your options are here and you're helpless, when literally there are African nations saying, diaspora, come back. We won't charge you nothing. Isn't this what Nicki Minaj had in her near future? Remember I said this is a little bit of delusion to it? Hope. Hope. They want you to have hope that your hope and your faith and your prayers will turn into something tangible. All the while existing in a loop, a never-ending cycle. And who's keeping you in this loop? A juggler. Somebody who can barely keep themselves up. Especially with all the uprisings of various people outside of this prison complex that we are in. Just a continuous loop fueled by hope. Look, brought you in, and there are those of us who or brought us in on big boats, but some of us are choosing to go back. And people are making it possible in Africa. However, hope, your faith in something delusional, possibly not even real, in the way that you understand it to be. See those stars like in the Star Spangled Banner? Hope in a continuous loop of ownership by a juggler. Now I'm talking about Black people. You're stuck in a continuous loop, a generational loop by a juggler. What does that say about the elites who juggle you? They're just conquerors. They want you here to keep you here. That's why it's not being communicated. This continuous loop of productivity. Productivity. If we work hard enough, if I get enough education, I can use my degree to make a real change here in this Star Spangled Banner. And then get right back into the loop of chasing the American dream or chasing American justice. This is why they want you here. Two of Pentacles, the prison complex and prison labor. The continuous loop, a prison complex, and continuous labor. Ironically, both of these came out with Nicki Minaj and her aligning, seeking, hoping for solace in the Star Spangled Banner. Currently, they are politicizing religion or bringing it back to its political roots. That is where she's aligned herself And that is what they hope for many of you, to stay stuck in this prison cycle, paying taxes on things that you don't own because you pay taxes on your home ownership. You pay taxes. If you don't, you lose your home. If your mortgage is paid off after 30 years of paying on a mortgage, even if you pay it off quicker and you don't pay your taxes, if you don't render to Caesar what is Caesar's, he will take it even after paying off your entire mortgage and sell it for pennies in an auction. Absolutely live. You absolutely pay taxes on your home. It's called homeowners taxes. Yes, I said it's a prison complex. You absolutely pay homeowners taxes. Live every year, and the taxes go up every year. The taxes go up every year or every couple of years. I went to a city procurement meeting uh, with Natasha the day that I found out that they tried to steal the business from me. We were at a city procurement meeting, and in that meeting, they showed us what taxes were going to look like in my county for the next 4 years. They showed us the increase year by year. Even after you pay off your mortgage, if you got a mortgage on your home, if you fall behind on your taxes, they will take your home, auction it off. If you purchase a car and you are not paying insurance, what happens to your license? Your license will get suspended because your insurance ain't paid. You can own the car outright, but if you don't pay an insurance company, your license will get suspended and then you can't drive. And then if you get caught, you get a ticket or you go to jail. Yes, ma'am. Now, if you pay rent, you don't pay the tax. Whoever owns the property that you rent has to pay that tax. But usually the renters are paying either the mortgage or the tax for the property. So no, if you rent, you don't pay the tax. The homeowner has to pay that tax. And yes, not just the taxes. Work hard. If you want to make a change in the US, if you want to see something change, all you have to do is work hard. Go to school, get the law degree, become a lawyer, join the bar, and then make a change from the inside. Then you become an attorney here, and what do? Where's the change? If only I just pull myself up from the bootstraps, I don't have a chip on my shoulder, then I too can reach the American dream. It's a hopeless cycle of trying to reach something that it wasn't designed to give you, because this is a prison. It's a prison. It's a prison. It's what it is. And you're meant to continue to seek change in the United States. When the change might not come to the US, it might happen outside of here. What will you do if it doesn't happen in the US, but it's happening outside of here? Do you want change or do you want hope? Absolutely, Liv. Which is why I say Trump is doing his job. It's been a dictatorship. It's just the right time now to outwardly do it. Yes, that's why he shows up as the emperor, a king. That's what it is. Yes, the government takes it all. If you don't pay them, they take it all. If you don't pay your taxes, you can go to jail. Tax evasion, that's jail. And that's a federal crime. Death, it's time to release negativity. These are flipped upright. So you are in bondage here. The only thing you can do is seek a new dawn and a new day. Drastic changes. Because you're in bondage and you will continue to labor in bondage trying to get this American dream. Leave. If you have the ability to do so, just leave. But you don't want to. Bondage, you can get up and go. But nah, I won't go. Why? Because I feel like I have this power here to do something. But you notice this stone slab and this black cat? It means even the laws that you think that you just need to justly abide by, brujeria. Brujeria. They're not meant for justice. So you find yourself in a continuous loop trying to play by the rules because the rule is meant to concrete you in. This ain't no glass ceiling. That's a concrete slab. All right, well, questions, concerns, comments? No? We're good? Spirit, for the Blacks who do believe that they can be the dream of their ancestors and change the belly of the beast, will they? I do not believe it's impossible. I believe it will be generations from here, maybe one or two, but not y'all niggas. Especially not Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Gone. Born gone. A social experiment generation. Spirit, will the Blacks in the West, in the belly of the beast, will they penetrate that belly of the beast with their iron swords, and will they pierce it and obliterate it and tear this whole thing down? I believe that day will come. I do. Today? No. Tomorrow? Maybe. Let's see, though. Will there come a day when the Blacks here who decide that this is our beast and we will dismantle the belly and then create a new heaven and new earth on its grave? Will they achieve it? Will they achieve tearing down the beast here in the West? The Blacks. Well, your hard work is paying off. It surely is, so keep poking. But the end of a tough cycle approaches in reverse. A personal issue reaches resolution in reverse, not for a few generations. Meditate and contemplate. This is the sister card to balance spirituality and practicality. A new start is coming. A fiery climax approaches in reverse. Meditate and contemplate. The fiery climax is brewing in the east. For those of you here fighting the good fight in the U.S., your hard work is paying off, but not in your generation will you see the beast be obliterated. Tarot card for this message. Generation will pass before that is fulfilled. Also, the beast will only be destroyed when 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 everybody is kind of properly redispersed. When everybody kind of returns to their roots, that's the only way the beast can be destroyed. When we identify with the beast and its belly, then we keep it full. When we remember where we came from and who we are before we were in the belly of the beast, then can all those people groups focus on the beast being the beast and destroying it. So it won't so much be somebody or people destroying it from within. It'll be people returning to their roots and then seeing the beast for what it is and no longer keeping it fed. The only way to destroy it is to starve it. And you keep it full. Again, remember your roots. Start letting your beliefs be challenged. Start challenging them yourself. Start looking into everything that you thought you knew and everything that you thought was wrong, everything that you thought was right, and challenge those beliefs. I'm not saying abandon them. I'm saying challenge them and see what you find. We are not Lady Liberty. I'm still speaking of blacks. Us that make up this country, all of us don't belong to her. And until we return to our garden, our roots, we continue to be under a delusion, so to speak, a spiritual delusion about the beginning of time and then the beginning of their time. What exactly was the chaos that existed before man as their story was told? What was the chaos? What was the darkness and the chaos that was without form and void? What was that existed before they began to write their history? What was that? Who was in that time? What took place in that time? Why did the writers of our current history decide to call it chaos and darkness? Who's to say that it was chaos and darkness other than the people who told us it was? But they acknowledge a time before that, before the time of known man, even though that's only Western knowledge. There are other cultures who talk about many of their times or much of their time before even the story of Genesis. People that can draw their history to the time before the time of Genesis, so to speak. People that can recall the creation, not of the earth, but of the people that existed before, the people who wrote the book that we have come to believe to be the beginning of time. People whose ancestors remember the beginning of that time that they talk about. The stories that are older than the stories of the Bible, that the stories of the Bible mimic. There's a history before in the beginning in Genesis 1. Who taught us that it was darkness and chaos? We only came to think of that, for those who think of that, from those who told us it was darkness and chaos. But was it darkness and chaos? Was it darkness and chaos to us, or was it darkness and chaos to them? Could it have been a mystery to them from the outside looking in? Black people and Black culture is very mysterious. We hold a lot of secrets and cultural traditions that are unspoken even, but collectively known. Our cultural practices, the way we dance, the way we worship, the way we celebrate, the way we party, the way we do everything is very dark and mysterious and chaotic to those who call us savages, who felt like we needed civilization. All right, well, that's that on that. I feel like I've preached enough. Not this generation, but a future one will do some damage, but it won't necessarily be from inside the belly of the beast. And for the ones that will be inside of the belly of the beast, some of them, even their minds will be to align with those who aren't here. I just, so many things that I see that I don't want to say in this moment. And so that's that. That's that with that. Any more questions, concerns, or comments? I'm starting to get hungry, but I still got some stamina. I'm not sure if I want to do a members live tonight because I may need some time to prepare for where I'm going. Anything else you guys want me to look into or talk about before I go? I still got some time and some energy left. All right, you guys look pretty quiet. I'm gonna go and do some ritual. What is it, sissy? What do I think about the Trump accounts overall? What accounts? How does Jay-Z and B feel about the alliance between Nicki and Trump? Will it be a good investment for children? Oh, I guess the accounts that Nicki Minaj was endorsing. I'll ask about that, Leo, in a second. How does Jay-Z and Beyonce or Rock Nation feel about Nicki Minaj's alliance with President Trump? Spirit, how does Jay-Z and Rock Nation feel about Nicki Minaj's alliance with Donald Trump? Okay. I'll ask about the accounts in a second, and if it's Um, it's a retirement fund essentially for children, for kids born now until 2028. Okay, I'll ask about that in a second. How does Jay-Z and Rock Nation feel about Nicki Minaj's alliance with President Trump? They consider her a sellout, but also I think they understood that she did what she felt like she had to. And to be honest, they see her as a sellout, in my opinion, but somebody who did what she had to because they were in the same position, in my opinion. It's still the Empress, but in reverse, which gives me an Empress that lacks something. Upright, she's safe, she's secure, she's abundant, nurturing. In reverse, she might not be safe and secure. And so I think they see her as a sellout, but one that did what she had to do, which is why they can identify her as a sellout because they probably understand being in that position. They feel like she went and sought protection under the Trump administration and they can't really touch her. They see her, they don't like her, but they can't really do too much to her without catching the attention or without her telling. On Trump, yeah, I think they tried to, but Trump rejected their deposits because of their previous political affiliations. I think they had a plan for her. I don't know. She thinks that they were trying to get her deported, but they were playing a long game with her. So they had a plan that they have been fulfilling with her, against her. I do see that. They were playing some kind of long game with Nicki Minaj. They were playing checkers with her. Could have been deportation in some way. All right. In return, they have to do something nice. Remember, I told my members, I told you guys that Trump and his administration was going to start focusing back on home because there was a problem at home. So I said to look out for any religious news or indoctrination. And then they had the, in my opinion, stage situation at the church, but also that taking the oil that they stole from other countries and putting it back into their home, and also this new financial situation. People were beginning to have too much unrest. People were getting frustrated here about what we were doing internationally and amongst our own citizens with ICE and things like that. On top of that, people were listening. When especially Black people are angry, actually we become a little bit more spiritual. It's like righteous indignation. That needed to be stopped. So let me roll out something really quick and make sure that the Black community understands that we're being nice to them. So we'll let a Black woman get up and endorse it. One that they love and they hate, but they love. All right, Spirit. Will this new Trump account, this new Trump retirement plan for children be beneficial? Will it be beneficial to the U.S., to U.S. citizens? I'm not oblivious to the fact that good can come from trials and tribulations. So will this be a good resource and a good tool for even Black people to invest in for their children and or themselves if it's available? Will it end up being a blessing or a hindrance? This new Trump retirement account, so to speak. Did Nicki Minaj announce it, or was the summit that she was at to discuss it? Like, were they rolling it out at that thing she spoke at? I believe that's what it was. So it was recently announced as a good thing, and they want the Blacks to buy into it and believe in it. They definitely want you guys to believe in it. The challenge is unrest. So, United States citizens have become angry, and we're continuing to be angry, not just at what, like I said, we were doing or the government was doing internationally, but also what we felt like or what people felt like was civil attacks on its own citizens. So, this is announced, and then the challenge is civil unrest. The U.S. did some things to its own citizens and to people abroad that are, in my opinion, incriminating. From the Three of Swords in reverse to the Four of Swords in reverse. So they did something that caused people to come off of their silence and then start saying something about this Three of Swords here that was done. Attacking your own people, you know, what we do internationally, we might not agree with, but turning the swords on yourself is what really drew the line. ICE really drew the line with people. I'm not sure how the Black community will respond. The EU is panicking right now, literally trying to get rid of certain things now. In my opinion, they need, and I hate to say that most things that they do is about Black people, but because it's what I see behind the veil and I don't always say it outright, which is why I just did a message to Black people. It is. You guys are the main characters in the stage play over here. Everything is done either to keep you here or to keep you here in a certain mind state. It's like puppeteering. If we get too upset, they'll do something nice for you. Because currently, there are Black leaders. One that, in my opinion, because this is in reverse, the U.S. hates. Hates. Hates, I tell you. The likes of Abraham Traore hates. Any other African nation that is signaling to the diaspora as a collective to empower themselves, they hate it. They will be nice because Black people outside of this prison are rising up. And they don't want you guys getting any bright ideas. I haven't gotten any pentacles yet, and I'm reading a financial matter. I got Blacks, though. Crowning. This is a fear. This is a fear. This is a fear of what the Blacks are going to do if, remember this was the advice for balanced spirituality and practicality, if you guys start reconsidering. And I'm saying, if you guys start reconsidering something of a spiritual matter, if from this 4 of unrest, you go to the 8, because unrest can cause you to really look at everything about this place and reconsider it. If we continue to be angry, we continue to dig for truth and find it. And what happens when we find it? We're no longer in prison. Look, jail, release. Which is why they hate these brothers and sisters in the motherland. Because they can't do a complete media blackout of what's going on outside of this prison to help us become aware that we're not necessarily prisoners anymore. Again, they're peddling hope. They're being nice. But the question is, will it be beneficial? I still don't see no pentacles, and that's what I'm looking for. Trying to calm you Negroes down. You Negroes and other liberal people. This means Negroes and white people who start taking on Negroes' idea. How dare you be liberal? You're white. You're supposed to be one of us. But you want to align with the freedom fighters, so all of you. Hey, Siren. I'm doing good. How are you, honey bunny? Yes. Okay. No. All right. Um, do I want something from Publix? I want hibachi. Publix doesn't serve that. Anyways, I want a steak. Publix has those, but I will have to cook it. This is a new distraction, so to speak. It's not necessarily a bad distraction. It's why I said doing something nice for the United States people, because they haven't been nice to the United States people. So they got to do something nice coming from the Trump administration. And here are the people wondering if this will be good for their children. It's a program for kids, supposed to be giving something for kids, something like that. Retirement for kids, maybe. That's what the thingy is. Hopes and fears is that people just like it and just agree. They actually hope you guys sign up for it or get into it. That would make them very happy, because you're investing in your future here and not elsewhere. It's not gonna go over the way everyone would like. I'll say that. The problem is, what does it matter if you invest in your future here if you're still not happy here? If by the time your child is able to acquire these funds, if that's what it means, but the funds still don't help them with the cost of living, by then, where will the economy be? Where will be the goalpost for financial freedom? Do you forecast or analyze off of current events that the future will be financially beneficial? And do you want to invest in the financial future of your children here based on what it looks like now? Is that a wise investment based on what you see today? Imagine putting your money into this fund, and I imagine whoever holds this fund, is it a free fund or does it accrue some sort of interest? You have to pay into it, right? Any way to get them to shake y'all down for some money because I don't have not damn pentacle in this entire spread, and I put the spread out. No pentacle. None. Let's see what's on the bottom. None. You got Nicki Minaj endorsing it here. She had a job to do. She's got a job to do. She benefited. I don't see any pentacles, which would tell me not even a cash grab. Yes, for them, a cash grab. You guys invest your money into this, and now they've got cash up front. Y'all thinking that, you are giving them upfront cash for a hope and a dream for a future. But it doesn't matter about the future. What matters is that they get the cash now in their hand that they can utilize how they want to. And then years from now, they'll deal with your kids later. Outcome. Child. Y'all know how bad I want to see something good in this situation? Do y'all know how bad I held my breath almost, hoping that the outcome, I could say, this is good. It probably won't be, Leo. Probably won't be. I'm telling you. The outcome is going to be, haha, it's good for somebody. The goose or the gander. And who's going to be the goose and who's going to be the gander? Nine of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Child. Now here's a pentacle. With all of these dreams that they sold, that it doesn't look like they'll be able to uphold, keep. And that dream is to invest your money and it will grow or still be waiting for you. The United States needs that goddamn money. Look, give me your money, please. That bitch got her hand out and the authority to ask you for it. What is that authority? Let's create some new government program, government-backed program to give me your money, please. Please. They use a child's ID to open a company, registered entity that trades monies and thus makes profit from investments, but they'll take the profits, etc., and give you peanuts. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's how the housing market and the mortgage market works. They sell your debt. The bonds for your mortgage, investors. Yeah, that was even in my real estate course. That's one of the options for real estate investing. It's not one of the most popular one because you don't get a quick return, but you can buy mortgages. You can take out bonds to supply people, banks and institutions money to lend you for your mortgage. Mhm. Mhm. You could right now for a certain amount of money take out a mortgage bond. That means you give from the third party market some money to go into mortgages. Some institution will take your money and then they'll use it to lend somebody a mortgage. Now you own some of that debt. Yeah. Yeah. And the longer it takes to pay off that debt, the more interest accrues. That's how you make your profit. You're welcome. You're welcome. Because I paid big money and went to school for that insider. But you could, anybody could. Nevertheless, the United States says, give me your money. I need your money. And I'll tell you whatever the fuck I gotta tell y'all to get it. The fuck? Yeah. Put y'all money in this account. Y'all can take it out in 20 years when the kids get grown. Yeah. But put it in there now, though. And pay on it. Don't forget to do that. I need my motherfucking money. up front. But yeah, 20 years. Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, your kids. Hell yeah, hell's yeah. I mean, if listen, I might as well too. Man, listen. I be up there slaving. I do ceremonies for the cheap, putting my own money in, trying to give charity, slaving to the spirits to do woo for 50, 11 people for a discount because I feel like it's my job to give back to the community. And all I gotta do is say, just give it to me. All I gotta do is tell y'all to give me some money. It's for the kids. Let me look at the US saying, give me your money, because that is just a funny way for me to look at the Queen of Swords in this regard. She ain't never been funny before until now. She ain't funny, but right now she is. Bankrupt. The US ain't got no money because the people is struggling. But whatever y'all got, run it. I know y'all struggling because we struggling because y'all struggling. But whatever y'all got, run it. We know how y'all spend y'all money on. We know y'all got it, so run it. It's for the kids. It's for the family. Come on, man. Give me your money. It's for the family. We know you ain't got it, but think about the children, okay? Think about the fucking children when they get older. Them people gonna run off with y'all money. Don't do it. There are more traditional and safer investment options for retirement and all of those things. Set up a trust and put money in there. My goodness. Just set up a trust for your kids. Just do that. All right, near future. They don't want y'all asses being in power in no kind of way, financially or otherwise. Look, they don't want y'all to go to Africa. I'm telling y'all, they don't want y'all to go to Africa. They don't want y'all thinking about Africa. They don't want that African spirit of empowerment rising up in y'all. Here, the US is better. Let me give y'all something. Look, let me give y'all this quick little change. It's still a card of poverty, but in reverse. Let me give y'all something real quick so that y'all think we helping y'all. But what kind of help is this? When it's still the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So that means you're going to still be dependent on this help. And what they give you ain't shit. I'm telling y'all, they don't want y'all. They want to make y'all continue to think of a life here. Because outside of this prison complex, there is a thing going on. And I'm telling y'all, the millennials have made a mass exodus. There are plenty of millennials and Gen Xers who have left and are leaving. I am one of them. I have not left, but I'm telling y'all, my time here is limited. It's on a countdown, and the countdown already started. Maybe not 1 to 2 years, but it's definitely a 5 to 10 year plan. This retirement situation or this new plan is because they just showed their Ross on their own citizens and on the world citizens. And then I told y'all they was going to decide to come here and focus on their own. So here's a bone. I'm being nice, but let me get some money because I'm helping you. It's for the kids. There you go. It's for the kids. What if your kids grow up in a world where Africa is that girl? And they grow up like, I actually want to go. All my friends have gone. All my friends are leaving. All my friends' family is leaving. Everybody's gone. All the cool stuff is happening there, but they ain't got no money on because it's tied up. And the government said, well, you can only get it if you here. And we gonna tax it. Not giving y'all a taxable reparation that you gotta pay on. And you gotta give them cash up front and hope that they'll give you cash in the back. Y'all trust these people like that? Child. They just said we don't want to educate your children, but they want to financially empower them. They took the money away from the schools, but they want to help y'all financially, economically empower y'all kids. That sounds right. Yep. Yep. Because if they don't know no better, then when they get some money, they just gonna give it back to us. So, mhm. Just an FYI for the future, because I'm about to wrap this up. Every time y'all get mad and rebel, they will do something. They will give you something, or they will take something, or they'll fight you. Anytime you guys, the blacks, get upset, the whites can get all upset as they want. But when the blacks start joining in on the upset, then they'll pay attention. Good, bad, or ugly. They'll pay attention. Because the last thing they want y'all to do is see a life outside of your reality here. It ain't even got to be Africa. It could be China. It could be Asia. Because I know some of y'all are planning to move to Asia, Thailand, Bali, anywhere but here. They don't want y'all to go anywhere else but here. This is a prison complex. You're welcome. Love you guys. Bye.